Hey, what's happening, everybody? Phil with Voxel Dental here. So this is another Carestream Dental software tutorial for anyone doing root canals. So I want to give credit to Bruno Azevedo. He's an oral maxillofacial radiologist and endodontist. I watched a recent webinar of his where he went through this software tip. It triggered an idea that I had years ago using a custom implant tool for something very similar, but this way is definitely easier and better. And then with the newer version of Carestream software, which I'll show you, it's even a little bit better. All right, so if you've done any amount of root canals, my guess is at some point you've created a much larger access than you probably would have liked. So this video is going to show you how to use the software tools to not only minimize your access holes, but also pinpoint where you should actually begin your access, all right? Okay, so the first thing you should probably do is get rid of the opposing arch. Not a huge deal, but it can get in the way of visualizing what you want. So I created a region of interest tool already, and you can see that just kind of minimizes everything and lets us focus on the area of interest. I'll point you to a video of how to do that. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is align all of our slices and angles. So we're going to be focusing on tooth number 14, okay? And what I first want to do is just get a better view of my axial slice and the shape of the bone and which way it's going, and we're going to line everything up. So we're going to move our sagittal slice and align it parallel to the tooth that we're focusing on. So now I'm lined up with tooth number 14, which also brings our coronal view more perpendicular to the maxilla. Next, we're going to move this slice over the mesial buccal and distal buccal roots. And then lastly, we can align our axial slices, which you want to change the angle to be more perpendicular to the roots that you're focusing on. So now that we have things lined up better, we're going to focus on tooth number 14 over here. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit further and then go and then slice back and forth until I get a better visual of the pulp chamber and where the actual canals begin. Now this is where I begin to use some of the software tools. In Bruno's video, he was using the nerve canal, and it works great. And I'll do it once for you and show you, and then I'll show you a different way to do it in this version using the draw root canal feature. So we're going to select draw nerve canal, and we're going to start our nerve right where the canal meets the pulp chamber or the floor of the pulp chamber. Do a single click, and then bring it outside of the tooth, and do a double click. So that creates our nerve canal right there, but we want to make it smaller. We want to change the diameter. So I'm going to go over here, select edit, and then I want to change the diameter to 1, and then select OK. So what that's doing is it's giving me an access or a view to where I would actually begin your access right here and just drill straight down, and you're going to hit that canal. So that's one way to do it using the nerve canal. And then I'll show you another way using the actual draw root canal. So same exact thing, but using this feature, I'm going to start, and you can actually double click and it gives you a measurement of 6.8 millimeters using the draw root canal feature. So you can kind of make a reference of your measurement, but then grab it and then just drag it out so you get a better visual here on your 3D rendering. By the way, the reason the 3D rendering keeps on changing and becoming more transparent, every time I hit the draw root canal feature, you'll see that change, is because this feature is really supposed to be used for mapping your root canal and then having it show up on your 3D rendering with an exact measurement. So that's the reason it keeps on doing that, if you're wondering. So same exact thing, we get a visual of our access and where to begin our access. And now we do the other canal. If you want to also get a measurement and then drag it out. So now we can visualize our access, and the last thing that you can do is connect the dots and use the nerve mapping tool, and we're going to create another connection point right here. Also, we can change the diameter of this one, 1.5 millimeters or whatever you choose. And now you've got this complete visual of your access, where to begin. You'll know exactly how far down you need to drill, and just a really easy way to treatment plan your case, know where to begin your access, and also keep them down to a minimum. Hope this helps.